live here from Road America, a road course tonight for the SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series drivers. This is also race 1 of the chase here on JCTV. I'm Josh Coppernoll. I'm joined by Brett Bennett. Brett, as I mentioned, it's race 1 of the chase. We're also here at a road course. Not only just a road course, but this is a road course that the Cup Series has visited last couple of years. With the exception of this year. This is over 4 miles long. These guys got a challenge upon their hands tonight.
Yeah, this track is a lot of fun to drive. I've raced this track in a lot of different vehicles on iRacing, and it's really a challenging track. I've never really gone at it in stock cars. I don't race a lot of stock cars on road courses, just it's not my strong suit. But this track's a really fun, challenging track. Lots of variation in corners. You got lots of heavy you got a lot of long straightaways and heavy braking zones where you can really send it in on people. And you also got a lot of high-speed corners, such as the carousel and the kink, where carrying speed through those corners is huge to putting in a good lap time. So it's a very challenging, fun track to drive. We'll see how the drivers here in the SAAC Coast Cup Series tackle it here tonight as the playoffs get started. 21 drivers starting the chase for the championship here. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens. Is right now Cody Rivera's fastest so far in practice.
And Rivera's just taken over that top spot. We're watching Luke Peters, who's been on a tear lately. Oh, little sideways there after touching the grass. Peters, he's been really good at these road courses. Currently sitting P3 in practice. No shock there, but tonight's race, it is only 26 laps?
23.
Yeah, I'm completely wrong. 23 laps. Stage will be at lap 8. And, I mean, that might not sound like much, all right, but 23 laps, that's going to be 90, I think where I got the 6 is from the miles, 96 miles?
I think about 100 miles is, I think, well, actually, it'll be exactly 92 miles, as this track is exactly 4 miles long, so a 92-mile race.
And so I did look up, because a lot of times in NASCAR, actually every time in NASCAR that is a road course, you always see the number, the sponsor name with a number that is not the miles that they go, but rather the kilometers that they go. So that's why this is called the Road America 150. 150
yeah, I believe it's
tonight.
150 kilometers. That should be about right, 1.6.
I did the math. Well, actually, I allowed the calculator to do the math. But probably still be trying to figure it out if I was doing the math on that one. But yeah, no, so 150 kilometers tonight. You know, think of it like 90, what do we say, 92 miles? 92 miles, you know, and a track like this, it will take quite some time. You know, that is 23 laps, and, you know, think of it as a track like Daytona, you know, going 200 miles in a distance, or sorry, 100. I cannot talk today.
It's gonna.
I know what I'm trying to say. I really do.
This race, it's 23 laps here is a pretty long race. It's similar in miles to what you're seeing at most other road course races here. 23 laps, not a lot of laps, but lap times here are over 2 minutes. It's a long lap, so it's kind of like, for example, if you've ever seen like old F1 at Nürburgring, where they would run races that were like only 9 laps long, but each lap was like 20 miles. It's the kind of concept, a little bit lesser of a scale, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun here tonight. This track, I was saying earlier, we got a lot, good mix of corners here. A lot of high-speed corners and a lot of hard braking zones, especially early in the lap. So that's something to be look for on that initial start of the race. Watching people possibly getting into each other in those heavy braking zones. Still, Cody Rivera is still fastest by almost a 0.7 of a second over Matthew Miles and Luke Peters. And I was just looking through the field real quick, looking at some paint schemes. One thing I noticed, the 42 of Wyatt Roberts, I believe, the Great Lakes Brewing Company on his car, but got Edmund Fitzgerald. It appears probably a beer they brewed in tribute of the brewers of the Edmund Fitzgerald. But make me want to sing a song, sing the song, the record of the Edmund Fitzgerald right now. But I will not torture people with that.
And for copyright reasons, I would appreciate it if you didn't.
That song's got to be close to public domain at this point.
I don't want to chance it. Nor do I want to hear you sing.
Me singing would be worse than the copyright. Honestly, you'd probably hope we get copyright struck if that was the case.
I would hope this video would get taken down.
Yeah, we got... Yeah, and just... quickly, the 21 drivers in the playoffs here. Zachary Thornton, Brian Lorenzo, Wyatt Roberts, Cody Rivera, Brad Sawinski, Andretti Robinson, Michael Walls, Eric Heater, Cody Webster, Brandon Fiedler, Aaron Brown, Luke Mahone, Ellis Wells, Malachi Drake, Brady Floyd, Traber Burns, Shockey Tarpley, Matthew Miles, Ollie Reeves, Will Cloud, and Wes Gallo. So, most of those drivers we've already seen in session here tonight. I'm not sure if all of them are. We might still be missing a few of them. I have not seen Will Cloud yet. But here's most of them have made it here tonight.
So, 30 seconds left in practice. Cody Rivera is leading the practice speed, or practice charts rather, 2 minutes, 11 seconds. This track, it will take quite some time to get around. Also, I do apologize. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sick, at least I don't feel sick, but I've had a really terrible cough. I've been very congested, but physically I feel great. So my voice is kind of a little scratchy. Also, trying not to cough as much on stream, but yeah, it's been fun. Did I even unmute my mic? Yes, I did. Okay, so practice is over. We're heading into qualifying. 10-minute qualifying to get around this track.
And it is, as we've seen in the other road course races here in the SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series, group qualifying here. So it's going to be key trying to find clean track. This track's so large, you shouldn't be running into a lot of traffic, but you never know as cars already starting to roll off pit road. First car on track, Aaron Brown, first one out on his out lap. Number 7, Optic Gaming Chevrolet. He is followed out by Traber Burns. I see, as he goes around here, I'll take you through a lap here. Is currently going down the long back straightaway now into heavy braking zone into the 90-degree turn 5. A little bit of a lockup there from Aaron Brown. And he'll actually spin it. We'll go to Traber Burns.
Oh!
Who avoids we also got another car spin in the background. Here we're into the Corvette corner, another 90-degree left-hand corner. And downhill into turn 7, 45-degree corner. Into another 90-degree hard braking zone in the turn 8. About another 90-degree corner. And then onto the start of kind of the most famous section of Road America. He will pass under the bridge and then into the carousel. Consistent corner. You got to try to. You really want to watch your tires here. You can really use your tires in this corner, but also you got to try to keep it consistent down on that inside line. About the corner on exit and now towards the high-speed kink. I believe we will see these drivers having to lift a little bit to make it through that kink, but and then down the long, winding straightaway down to Canada corner. Another 90-degree left-hand corner. Or sorry, right-hand corner. I don't know my directions. Then down Thunder Valley. The S's left, right. And then into the right-hand final corner and back down the front straightaway. As Trey Burns is going to be the first to take the green flag to start his qualifying lap.
Just going to correct you. It's back up the straightaway.
And that is something to watch for here tonight. We've seen a couple times at road courses drivers close on fuel. Speaking of that front straightaway and it going up, I've actually run out of fuel on the last lap of a race at Road America, and if you run out of fuel in like the last corner at Road America, you will not make it to the start-finish line. That hill is so long that you will just die on that hill. It will not make it up the hill.
It is one heck of a hill.
Yeah, it is a long hill, and if you don't have gas, you will not make it up it. So that's something to watch for tonight, is because if you run out of fuel, you probably will not make it back to pit road.
You know, Brett, I don't mean to brag or anything, but I've never ran out of fuel in iRacing at Road America.
The only time I ran out was a 3-hour endurance race, and we slightly messed up our final fuel stop. We pitted 1 lap too early on our final fuel stop and ran out on the white. We thought the white flag was going to come a lap earlier than it did, and then we didn't have enough fuel for that 1 extra lap.
I've also only completed 2 laps at Road America on iRacing. That's beside the point.
Traver Burns might have gotten an off track there in the first section of the track. I am not sure, though. It is a lot of drivers struggling early in this qualifying session. It's honestly going to be interesting. I think you can just record a lap time here with how long these lap times take. If you can just avoid wrecking and record a lap time, I think you're going to start pretty high up on this field here.
Yeah, I don't think that many drivers get a lap time down in qualifying.
Yeah, Traver Burns there drops 2. That was definitely a 1 extra Traver Burns, so that invalidates his lap. Meanwhile, Aaron Brown is behind him. I don't know if his lap's going to count, but he is still on his lap. I don't know if he's made any mistakes. I am not seeing any so far from him since he started this lap, so actually he just got an off track, so that will invalidate that lap for Aaron Brown. Behind him, though, Eric Heater, we saw him really competitive at the Chicago Street Circuit. Led a lot of the early stages of that race before getting passed by the eventual winner, Luke Peters. He is just taking the green for his first qualifying lap. He immediately overshoots turn 1 way off into the gravel trap. By the way, out of the guys who have finished laps, Cody Rivera's was fastest at a 2:12.623, but none of those lap times have counted. Actually, Luke Peters at 2:12.219, and that lap does count. Luke Peters, top of the board, first person to record a time, and I don't know if anybody's going to beat that time. A 2:12.219 from Luke Peters, who has won both road course races so far this season at both Sonoma and Chicago Street Circuit, both in dominating fashion. I think he's got to be considered the favorite here tonight. Zachary Thornton, our regular season points champion, Zachary Thornton has come home in the 2nd position. He has completed his first lap, 2:14.578, and then Brady Floyd, a 2:28.832. Brady is really not that's actually faster than he practiced in. He's really struggled to complete full laps here. And this track being so long with so many corners, if you're in struggle at road courses, the lap time difference between you and the leaders is going to be huge. Luke Mahone also completes a successful lap. He goes P3. Cody Webster, meanwhile, has just absolutely missed the corner in turn 5 off into the gravel trap.
Burns goes P2 on the board.
Yeah, he barely beat Zachary Thornton 0.003 of a second faster of 2:14.576. Still, Luke Peters 2.357 seconds up on him. We'll see. Aaron Brown also, I believe, is still on a hot lap. Luke Peters coming to the line though. And Cody Rivera's 2:11.525. Luke Peters improves to a 2:11.875, but he'll remain P2. Meanwhile, Brian Lorenzo has gone P3 with a 2:12.863. Also, Brad Suwinski has gone P7 with a 2:17.502. Brady Cox just recorded a lap time. He is now at 2:16.171 P6.
Michael Walls, P8.
Yeah, 2:17.080 for the 17 of Michael Walls. Today, as I've seen all season, running Chris Buescher schemes today in the Fastenal Ford Mustang, number 17 Fastenal Ford Mustang. Brandon Fiedler completes the lap, goes P6 with a 2:15.275 in the 921 Mobile DJ machine. You can see paying tribute to the dairy industry of Wisconsin, I'm guessing, with the, at least in my opinion, that appears to be a cow-themed paint scheme. I have nothing to base that on except hopes and dreams, but I believe that I'm hoping that is the case.
Trey Burns coming off the final corner. Burns improves time, stays P4. Aaron Brown.
He is still, and that will
P3.
count for Aaron Brown. P3 at 2:12.228 for the number 7 of Aaron Brown. One person I want to keep an eye on is actually Eric Heater does not appears to be struggling. I don't know if he's going to be able to record a lap time.
Peters
Just a
goes
reminder.
top of the board.
Yeah, Luke Peters 2:11.326 for the number 50. And just a reminder, if you've started your lap, you can finish it. So anybody starting a lap who is on their lap can complete it. There is still 3 minutes remaining in this session. So anybody on an active lap is able to complete it. Eric Heater might be one to watch here. He has not yet recorded a time. He just made it through turn 4. Actually going through turn 4, which isn't really a corner. It's just kind of a sweep on that long straightaway. Down towards the heavy braking zone of turn 5. It's a good job getting it woed up through there. Wyatt Roberts goes P5 with 2:12.486. Matthew Miles went P4 with 2:12.256. Shaki Tarpley went P7 and Dre Robinson P9. Peter still on his lap. Brian to get back around. Out making a mistake. Cody Rivera's just got an off track, so his last attempt will not count. That, I believe, will probably mean Luke Peters will get the pole here. I don't think anybody's going to have the pace to beat him.
Trey Burns can cross the line. P8 currently. Still P8, Aaron Brown. Still third.
Eric here coming to the last corner. If he can keep it on the surface through this corner, this lap will count for him. Big chance for him currently would be starting all the way back in 18th.
P10.
He is able to improve to P10 at 2:14.252, but honestly, does not seem to have the pace he had at the Chicago Street Circuit here tonight. I believe one of their cars still on his lap, Patrick Kingston in the 21. Oh, and he got an off track there through Canada corner. He was actually, I think this lap, I'm going to be interested to see what kind of lap time he's able to run here, though, even if it does not count. Because he was really fast, at least according to the pace tracker, which on my screen, which I don't know how accurate that is, but this lap won't improve his position. He'll have to start at the back of the pack, but based on what time he runs here, he might be somebody to watch coming through the field. And yeah, he just ran a 2:12.364. If that lap had counted, it would have been good enough for 5th fastest. He's going to be somebody to watch coming through the field here, but he will have to start at the back.
So we take a look at our starting grid. Starting P1 is going to be Luke Peters, Cody Rivera's to his outside second, Aaron Brown third, Matthew Miles fourth, and Wyatt Roberts will start fifth.
Starting 6th is the number 1 of Brian Lorenzo. 7th, the 25 Columbia machine of Shockey Tarpley. 8th will be the 02 of Trevor Burns. 9th, the 45 of Dory Robinson. And 10th, the 99 Red Bull Toyota Camry of Eric Heater.
Zachary Thornton will start in 11th, Cody Webster in 12th, Brent Fiedler in 13th, Brad Sawinski 14th, and I'm having issues, but Cox will start in 15th.
And the rest of the field, starting 16th, the 5 of Luke Mahone. Mike Walls in their 17, Fastenal Ford, will start 17th. Brady Floyd in the 2018th. Patrick Kingston in the Steel Machine starts 19th. Ollie Reeves will start 20th. And rounding out our field tonight, the 07 of Wes Gallo. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit till we get under green here. They're still gridded, and actually Luke Peters had asked for an EOL, and he just asked, what if I pit start? He is actually going to start from the pits, it appears. I think he's, after winning the last 2 road course races, he may be going for the challenge of going back to front. That's going to be something to watch for here tonight. So that means our front row to start this race will be Cody Rivera's and Aaron Brown.
You know, starting at the tail of the field at road courses is kind of scary.
Yeah, I think Luke is just winning the challenge here tonight. I mean, we have seen him. He pretty much dominated both our road course races here in the SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series this year. Chicago, I believe, he was one of only 3 cars to finish on the lead lap at Chicago. So, I mean, I get it. At the same time, if I qualified on pole at a road course, I don't think I would give it up to start from the pits.
If I qualified on
but
pole
I
at
also
road
would not
course,
qualify on the pole at a road course. So
I was going to say, if I qualify on pole at the road course, and everybody else either didn't qualify or something's wrong with everybody.
I might qualify on pole if the average I rating of the split is about 400. Also, another shout out, Brian Lorenzo starting 6th here. It appears he may have gotten Will Cloud to design his paint scheme. Running the Microsoft paint scheme. I know Will Cloud does not appear to have been able to make it tonight. But Brian Lorenzo with the with the Will Cloud-esque paint scheme here tonight, the #1 Toyota Camry. Although I do gotta say, I believe I might see a school bus on there, and I gotta say that is gimmick infringement.
Alright, so, been trying to figure out something that isn't working properly. I know exactly what it is. I can't figure out why it's not saving, but that's alright. We are good to go. 23 laps makes up tonight's race distance. Peter's gonna try the back to the front challenge. Worst to first after earning the pole. And one more thing, we talk about it all the time when we come to these road courses and next gen cup cars. When it comes time to pitting, or to pit, I don't expect these guys to take tires at all. We've seen in races this season so far at road courses, drivers have not taken any tires when they pit. So something that I don't expect to see, but we'll have to watch for that to happen. The pace car is into pit road. We're getting ready. 23 laps around this very long racetrack that is very awesome. Green flag is in the air. We are underway.
Pretty even launch from the front row of Aaron Brown and Cody Rivera. There appear like they will be side by side in the turn one as you see Luke Peters exiting the pits behind the field. Aaron Brown going to claim the lead. Oh, we got a spin in the front of the field. Shockey Tarpley around. I think everybody else made it through. Tarpley able to get back going, but drops all the way back to last place. Luke Peters already caught the tail end of the field and is trying to carve his way through.
And this part it's narrow, and you got grass on both sides of you. I mean, there's not much room at all. He is just traveling on the left side. Oh, Mahone!
Oh, Luke Mahone off in the gravel
and
on the
Floyd
braking zone. Oh, Brady Floyd hard in the back of Michael Walls.
Brad Sawinski having blinking issues right in front of Luke Peters.
Yeah, Luke Peters is almost caught up to that 21 of Patrick Hingston. Hingston showed a lot of speed in qualifying. It wasn't able to record a lap time. He is trying to get by Brandon Fiedler, and he is now side by side with Brandon Fiedler.
Oh, still having some issues.
Oh, Luke Peters, big dive there on Fiedler. Fiedler looked like he locked up, lost a couple spots, dropping back to 16th. Meanwhile, up at the front of the field, Wyatt Roberts has gotten by Cody Rivera for second, but Cody Rivera is trying to get back side by side with the number 42, and he's going to get back by in the kink. That's not really a passing zone, but Cody Rivera's made it work for Wyatt Roberts. Now he's under a lot of pressure from Matthew Miles.
And Cody Rivera's went from first to third. He's able to get second back. Burns putting pressure on Matthew Miles. And off the final corner, heading up the hill at the line. It's going to be 22 laps to go, as that's a lap. Racing here at Road America.
Luke Peters right now side by side for the 11th position of Brady Cox down the front stretch. Patrick Hingston's already moved up into the top 10 after starting at the back of the field, not recording a qualifying time. Luke Peters up to the 11th spot there, and Hingston, oh, and Ollie Reeves around, hard into the wall. Shockey Tarpley involved as well. So is Brad Sawinski. A lot of cars caught up there. No caution. I believe we do have the possibility for cautions here tonight if we get enough incident points in too short of a time, but did not appear we got one there, but a lot of cars caught up in that incident off of turn 1. Luke Peters, going to be side by side with the 21 of Patrick Hingston into the braking zone for turn 5, and Luke Peters is going to clear into the top 10.
That didn't take long at all.
And Aaron Brown is spun out. He's rejoined in. Drenny Robinson involved. Big carnage. Other cars barely avoiding them. Aaron Brown spun in front of the field. Cody Barris has taken over the race lead. I'm going to have to go back and see what happened there. Looks like he just wheel hopped, lost the rear, spun it around, ended up sitting, drove down, caught Wyatt Roberts, spun it around, got hit by Andretti Robinson. Caution flag has been thrown.
Oh,
I think Cody Barris, I don't know if that was the program. I think that's probably the program throwing it, or it was just thrown by Cody Barris. Lots of chaos, multiple big accidents. Aaron Brown basically caused like 4 or 5 cars to get wrecked there. Just from where he spun. Like, he didn't do anything wrong after he had spun, other than maybe he should have been more patient on the rejoin. But big chaos and caution flag early here at Road America.
Yes.
And that might allow us to sit back for a little bit.
Yeah. Race laps, they take quite a while. Caution laps, they take even longer.
Also, the big break for Wyatt Roberts. He actually got required repairs from his contact there. He'll be able to take it during this caution flag. I don't know if we have replays, but there was a lot of action there. Aaron Brown and Ollie Reeves going for big spins there. That's what led to that caution flag. And I'm wondering if we'll see some people here coming down pit road. We see Wyatt Roberts. I don't believe the pits are open yet, but he had required repairs. He went ahead and came down pit road. The rest of the field still trying to catch the pace car.
Everybody has caught the pace car.
A few people have, but most of the field's still trying to catch the pace car.
From what I see, everybody's with the pace car except 2 people down pit road.
Yeah, I believe if I understand how these cautions should work, the pits will open this time. Anybody can come down, and then they will restart on the next lap. There's a slight chance they'll have the caution out for one more lap. Hopefully they don't.
So the choose rule is in effect. So I'm not really sure.
Yeah, they do have the choose rule. I don't know if they even posted a choose information though.
I think it's just kind of simple. Stay to the right if you want the right.
The choose zone will be under the Sargento Cheese Bridge. That will be where they will choose. So they will choose under Sargento Cheese Bridge. Brady Floyd, by the way, has left this session, as has I believe Wyatt Roberts.
Wyatt Roberts is in pit road still.
It's
Ollie Reeves, Wyatt Roberts are in pit road.
It's not showing him actively pitting for some reason on mine. I don't know why that is. It might just be showing that he got out of his car because he's probably looking at replays while he waits for his car to repair.
That's possible too. I am still seeing it. Well, yeah, now see the telemetry says he's out.
Yeah, that's what I saw. But then I looked, and yeah, he's still sitting on pit road, and he hasn't left the session, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But yeah, we'll see. I wondered if we see some people pit here. I don't know what the fuel window looks like, but we see like at both Road America and Sonoma, it was really tight to make it on one stop. I wonder if we'll see some people come down pit road and just fill up on fuel. And if you're going to be taking fuel only on that last stop, I would say it might be worth topping off the tank. You'll spend less time on pit road under green, and the field's going to be bunched up restarting here. But we'll see. Cody Webster, at least, has come down pit road.
Webster, Fiedler, Gallo, Robinson, Tarpley. I believe that's it.
And I got a feel for Wyatt Roberts. He was running really strong early in that race, and they just had nowhere to go when Aaron Brown looped it from the race lead. And unfortunately for Aaron Brown, that just seems to be the story of his season this year. He's been out in front or towards the front almost every race this year, and just seems like he can't avoid making those mistakes. Still only 3 top 5s this season for the number 7, who really feels like he's had top 5 pace at almost every track we went to.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising.
Two fifths and one. He finished second at Sonoma, but other than that, he's really struggled to get the results that I would say he probably deserved in terms of pace this year. But it's really been just his problem is he just makes mistakes. And they are not shorting the caution, so we're going to have 2 more laps under this caution. So I want to give a shout out to for this race. This kind of one of my home tracks because this is the one track my company I work for sponsors. They got signage here. Used to sponsor the IndyCar race here, so I have a shout out to that. The Rev Group, parent company for the company I work for. They're headquartered, I believe, in Milwaukee, so I believe that's why they sponsor this track. But yeah, this facility, honestly, I'm really sad to see it not on any schedules in NASCAR next season.
Yeah, you know,
admittedly, the one issue they've always had in NASCAR is the fact that the cautions here really made the race difficult. Because the amount of time it takes, as we're seeing here, to run under a caution, it was really a situation where it really should be at. I would love to see if NASCAR come up with some way to implement some kind of sector yellow or something like a virtual safety car in Formula One to slow cars down, but without neutralizing the entire race for multiple laps.
Yeah, one thing that you see a lot of times, if you are used to more road racing than oval racing, is, you know, in road racing there's local yellows, and there is also full course yellows as well, where in NASCAR there's not local yellows. It's just straight up full course yellows. Now, in iRacing, we do see some local yellows, but you know, we're
to be fair, though, local yellows on iRacing are the biggest joke ever.
Yeah, they are. They mean nothing.
It
just tells you there's
even if there are something, there is no penalty for not slowing down at all.
Yeah.
It's just you might get wrecked.
Yeah, exactly.
A local yellow is basically a warning there is a wreck ahead, is what a local yellow is on iRacing.
It means good luck.
Yeah, it means good luck, or it means you're going through the turn back onto the oval at Daytona.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, to what you were saying about sad to see this track not on the schedule, really. I've been I don't know what it was about this track, but playing different racing video games, project cars and just different video games. You know, coming to this track, I fell in love with it. And then when NASCAR started visiting here, then I kind of got more familiar with this track with stock cars on iRacing, and I've loved this track. Again, I'm not good at road courses at all. I mean, you know, racing road courses in iRacing is so much different than racing them on video games like Project Cars that I was talking about. So, I've had a lot of success here in career modes, but nothing on iRacing. But I love this track. Love watching races here in real life. So I am sad to see that NASCAR is not visiting this track, but it's a pretty cool track. And also, actually, you know what, Brett? I was gonna say something. Let's do. And this is not necessarily to you, this is fans. If anybody's wanted to type in the comments, sometimes it's, you know, there's a lot of people in the comments talking. Sometimes there's nothing. So Brett, you probably know this answer right away. What NASCAR Hall of Famer? I don't know the year though, but it was very recently. NASCAR Hall of Famer, who hasn't been in NASCAR in quite some time. Actually, out of retirement for a one-off in the Xfinity Series, racing for GMS. He DNF'd. If anybody knows it, put it in the comments.
We gotta start generating. We need to start generating graphics and get a sponsor for our trivia. I think we should get on the phone with Joseph Strigley and give our Strigley stat of the race. As you know, Joseph Strigley, my primary sponsor in almost all of my iRacing, does a great job. I recommend you, if you're interested in NASCAR and you like stats, I recommend following him on Twitter. He gives a lot of information on that, plus a lot of good reporting too from him. But yeah, meanwhile, by the way, we are through Canada Corner. We are about to go back to under the green flag here at Road America to reset the front of the field. The front row, Cody Rivera and Matthew Miles, then Eric Heater, Trevor Burns, Zachary Thornton, Brian Lorenzo, Patrick Hingston, and Luke Peters, the two big movers. They start on row 4, 7th and 8th. As they come through the final corner here onto the front stretch, pace car going to take the right-hand turn, going up the big hill on the pit road, as Cody Rivera will lead the field back to the green flag.
And green flag is waving. We're back underway, and another great restart there out of everybody.
Rivera's got a little better shove than Matthew Miles. Eric Heater giving him a big shove down the straightaway. Get clear. No, somebody went wide. They almost might have touched the grass.
It's Cox. Oh,
Matthew Miles hard to the inside wall. That looks like that broke his car. He's going to drop all the way back.
He's still going.
Oh, more trouble. The 21 around.
Luke Mahone.
Patrick Hingston got turned there. Oh, Zachary Thornton got off in the grass, came back on, and just absolutely turned the 21.
Wes Gallo hits the wall.
Meanwhile, Eric Heater has passed Cody Rivera for the race lead. Cody Rivera's got a little bit loose off of turn 5, and Eric Heater was able to go around on the outside, actually caught the grass a little. Did a great job keeping that car under control. New leader, the 99 of Eric Heater.
And don't look now, but we Peters is in fourth.
Yeah, Luke Peters is definitely looking like a threat in this race, but Eric Heater, we saw him hold off Luke Peters for much of the race at Chicago, so we'll see. He's got to hope Traver Burns and Cody Rivera can kind of keep Luke Peters behind them, but Luke Peters right on the rear bumper of Traver Burns right now as they head into Canada corner. Oh, Aaron Brown, a little bit of a bobble. Aaron Brown's actually already worked his way back up to the 5th position, by the way.
Aaron Brown had himself a really good Chicago Street Course race.
Yeah, he ran into trouble though late in that race, ended up dropping way back, had multiple accidents late in that race once I think his tires were worn. Meanwhile, Traver Burns, big run on Cody Rivera down the front stretch. He peeked to his inside, was maybe hoping to make a move, but he's just going to choose to follow him there through turn 1. Kind of 6 cars kind of have broken away in front of this pack. Eric Heater, Cody Rivera, Traver Burns, Luke Peters, Aaron Brown, and Brian Lorenzo.
Actually,
Aaron Brown.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Aaron Brown had a little bit of bobble there on turn 3. That's all I was saying. He's had to check up a little bit. That kind of drops him back of the 50 of Luke Peters. Cody Rivera's going to look to the inside of Eric Heater, at least poke his nose out. But Heater goes wide.
Traver Burns with an issue there, and Peters, I mean, he just splits right through the middle.
Yeah, he's up to the 2nd position. Aaron Brown now all over the back bumper of the 99 of Eric Heater. Remember, there's a little bit of history between these two. If anybody remembers the race at Indianapolis a couple of weeks ago, Aaron Brown turning Eric Heater out of the race lead.
Yeah, they were best friends about that too.
Yeah, they seemed very happy with each other.
I'm surprised that the top 6 are this close to each other still.
And I will say, in practice, Luke Peters did not appear to be that much faster than that top of the field with his full time. So we'll see. But every road course, it's really been the long runs where Luke Peters has really shown how much better he is than the other drivers here on these road courses. And he's going to try to do it here again tonight.
So this will be the last lap of stage 1.
There will not be a caution at the end of the stage. By the way, Cody Rivera just ran a 2:12.061, which was the fastest lap until Luke Peters crossed the line with a 2:11.968. Luke Peters has a big run here down into turn 5. But he's not going to be able to get it.
He's doing a great job, though, just stalking Rivera's. Staying right in his tire tracks, and here he is. He's there. Peters looks right.
But Cody Rivera is still at the preferred line. You can actually see, I don't know if it's showing up on your end, Josh, but you can actually see the rear brake rotors glowing.
Oh, yeah.
As they get into these hard braking zones.
I love the small detail about that as well that iRacing provides.
Peters ran wide there. Got in the grass. That doesn't seem to hurt him at all, though. He is still right there with the 36 through the kink. He's going to have a big run down the long curving straightaway down to Canada corner.
Yeah, he's pushing hard. He knows this is the stage right here. He wants to stage as Rivera's runs a little wide.
Runs wide. And Luke Peters already Started from pit lane to the race lead before the end of stage 1. Eric Heater going to also take a look at Cody Rivera's as well.
Luke Peters is going to claim stage 1.
Cody Rivera will take second, then Eric Heater, Aaron Brown, and Traver Burns. Brian Lorenzo takes 6th. Cody Webster 7th. Zachary Thornton 8th. Brady Cox 9th, and Matthew Miles will come home in 10th. Meanwhile, the battle still, closest battle really, still Eric Heater with Aaron Brown. Aaron Brown still pressuring that 99 of Eric Heater, looking for that 3rd position back.
Brown gonna look to the inside. He's got
An aggressive move there from Aaron Brown.
Oh, they're side by side. Heater got loose. Brown's
you just can't get that there. Having racer Heater going to look back though. Aggressive move from Heater. And they're still going to be side by side. Another heavy braking zone. Heater actually makes it work on the outside. Back by Aaron Brown. And here comes Traver Burns looking for the 4th position.
Brown, I think, got in the grass a bit.
I was going to say the turn 5 where that all started, Heater got forced off. You just cannot get the grip down when you're outside on those kind of, that rough gravelly area on the outside. It's not really gravel, it's actual pave, but it's real bumpy, and it's just, you cannot get the traction to really fire off the corner.
Aaron Burns got off in the grass there a little bit.
Meanwhile, Cody Rivera is a big run on Luke Peters down towards Canada corner. He might have a chance here. He's going to choose to follow him, but he's pulled back in on the rear bumper of Luke Peters for the race lead.
Through the final corner. Now up the hill. Rivera's is doing a great job at just staying right there with Peters.
He had a good couple of corners. Actually has gained a little bit back on Luke Peters. He's still trying to stay with him right now as they head 400 down to the last of those 90-degree corners in the middle of the track. And once again, Cody Rivera thought about it, but decides not to in the turn 5.
He was showing the nose, but not close enough.
Yeah, the thing is, he's got to be careful right there. He lost a lot of time because he showed the nose. Hurt his entry a little bit.
Background, Brett. Brian Lorenzo went wide there. Lorenzo's struggling with grip right now.
It's just really, yeah, he just looks like he overcooked it in that corner. Meanwhile, Cody Rivera, where he's really been good is he's been really good through the carousel. He really gains on Luke Peters through the carousel and the kink. That's been a big area for him. And once again, that time though, he runs wide through the kink. He's going to lose a little bit of time there.
They both touched the grass, but Rivera's actually worse through that area than Peters.
Yeah, he just took it a little too hard, got too much into the grass. That allowed Luke Peters to kind of pull away a little bit. Now, closest battle on track is for the 14th position, Wes Gallo, under attack from Luke Mahone. As right now they are just came off the final corner, going up to the start-finish line.
Luke Mahone, he is struggling. He's got a lot of damage on the front end of his car. Of course, you saw a spin early on. Mahone, he's right there, looking to driver's right on Gallo. Whoa,
oh, Gallo hit him,
sliding!
and that sends Mahone off. I don't think Luke Mahone's going to be very happy about that one.
Oh, I don't think so. He's just now.
Although to be fair to Wes Gallo, not much else he could have done there. Luke kind of came across his nose in the braking zone there and kind of hooked himself out into that grass by the Corvette Corral. You know, we got 3 cars under a blanket for the 9th position. Patrick Hingston, Andretti Robinson, and Cody Webster. Andretti Robinson and Patrick Hingston currently side by side for that 9th position as they head under the Johnsonville Bridge. Hingston able to get back clear. They are both right behind Cody Webster. And Cody Rivera has caught back up to Luke Peters.
Oh! It's Andretti Robinson in the grass. And I'm sorry, that wasn't Robinson. That was Webster in the grass. Robinson and Hingston got by.
We have now a 3-car battle for the race lead. I don't know, Luke Peters there just had a slow lap. I don't know if he made a mistake somewhere or what. But Cody Rivera's now all over the back bumper. He's going to look to the inside of Luke Peters into turn 1.
Rivera knows he needs to capitalize on this. So you're still going to be side by side. This will be in favor of Rivera's having the right-hander.
And Eric Heater is right there as well. Luke Peters able to stay side by side. He's going to have the preferred line here in the turn 5. But will Eric Heater try to do something?
Oh, man.
Oh, Eric Heater going to try to get 2 for 1. He's able to clear Cody Rivera's. Cody Rivera's back to P3. Luke Peters back to the lead. Eric Heater to second.
Heater is all over Peters' bumper. Heater is doing everything.
You'll see they'll kind of get single file through the carousel and the kink. Oh, Luke Peters ran a little wide there, as did Cody Rivera. Eric Heater didn't. As they go through the kink, once again, Luke Peters a little wide. Eric Heater all over the back bumper of the 50.
I think Peters is feeling the pressure.
Just a little bit.
Oh, really wide there for Peters.
I'm not sure. It just doesn't feel like Luke Peters has quite the control.
Oh, Cody Rivera's around.
To Peters
saves it, and here comes
they both
Aaron
saved
Brown.
it, but here comes Aaron Brown, and Eric Heater is suddenly our leader and has a big lead. Aaron Brown to second. Luke Peters are going to look try to get back by Aaron Brown. Aaron Brown, big block. Aaron Brown pulls into the pits.
Trevor Burns going down pit road as well. This is going to be halfway through this race. 12 down, 11 to go. I'm not surprised.
These drivers coming down pit road. They got to be in the fuel window. I think they're going to take fuel only here.
I'm not surprised to see drivers pitting there, but I expected Peters to make his way down there. I think he was originally until he saw Aaron Brown bring it down pit road.
Still, though, the battle between Cody Rivera and Luke Peters goes on now for the 2nd position.
So Aaron Brown going to exit pit road. Trevor Burns behind him.
Yeah, fuel only for the 7 and the 02, 8.7 and 8.1 seconds in their stalls, respectively. And their times on pit lane identical for those two cars.
So, Brett, we've got a moment to breathe. Nobody did answer my trivia question in comments, which
I know the answer. I was just letting our audience.
I'm not surprised, but I kind of am surprised. So, Brett, go ahead. Tell us. Who?
It was
hold on,
Bill Elliott.
You know,
You told me to tell you.
yeah, and then I said hold on. But yeah, I mean the question was, which Hall of Famer come out of retirement to run an Xfinity race here at Road America and crashed into us. Speaking
Peters!
of, that's something we don't see. Mistake out of Peters very often.
Oh, and I mean that. That makes me feel a lot better about my road racing. That's a mistake I've made road racing a lot of times, and it's really easy to make. He just put his car a little bit too much to the left side of the track, and I think he barely had one of those tires on the grass when he braked. Actually, I don't think so. I think he locked up the fronts a little bit or wiggled, ended up in the grass, and once he was on the grass, he had no chance of making the corner. Because Luke Peters just not been mistake-free as he's going to come down pit road here. But yeah, Luke Peters not mistake-free like we've seen from him in past road course races this season. And Eric Keeter, Cody Rivera kind of reaping the benefits right now. It'll be interesting to see here if Luke Peters is able to beat Aaron Brown out. Aaron Brown was right behind Luke Peters when they came pit road, and Luke Peters had that big mistake on that last lap.
Yeah, he's not beating him as Aaron Brown now past pit road and entering turn 1. Peters is off pit road now.
Yeah, Peters also got passed by Trevor Burns in the pit cycle. Trevor Burns, though, all over the back bumper of Brandon Fiedler for the 9th position. Brandon Fiedler yet to pit. Well, he pitted under the caution, but he's still going to have to pit again, and Burns is going to get by him for the 9th position. Here comes Shockey Tarpley into that picture as well. Meanwhile, battle on for the 6th position between Zachary Thornton and Cody Webster.
Thornton is just hanging on right now to the back of Webster.
By the way, our top two, Cody Rivera and Eric Keeter, still not coming down pit road this time by. Zachary Thornton still all over the back bumper, Cody Webster.
They are going to go off the final corner, and Zachary Thornton actually coming down pit road.
Oh, and Trevor Burns misses the final corner off in the ground. That's going to let Luke Peters and Brandon Fiedler, Brandon Fiedler, going to pull to pit road. Trevor Burns, though, makes the mistake. Luke Peters by him. That is second place of the cars that have come down pit road so far. But Luke Peters still 4.5 seconds back of the number 7 of Aaron Brown. I think something happened to Cody Rivera on this past lap. He suddenly lost a lot of time too. And in fact, Cody Rivera went off the track in turn 3. Just overdrove the corner. Wasn't able to get it turned in like he wanted to. And we're really seeing today a lot of these drivers who we really don't see make mistakes very often at these road courses. Cody Rivera's, Luke Peters struggling, and that just really shows what a difficult track it is here at Road America.
Yeah, this track is pretty tricky. As he's going to go off the grass again.
I would expect to see Eric Heater coming down pit road this time. I don't know if they're able to make it much longer. And in fact, we will see race leader number 99 of Eric Heater on the pit road.
Cody Rivera's comes down pit road as well. Matthew Miles bringing it down.
And that will give the race lead to the 45 of Andretti Robinson. I don't think he'll be able to make it on fuel, but he did come down pit road under that previous caution. And in fact, Eric Heater taking tires here. And he's going to be side by side with Cody Rivera's coming off pit road. And that's going to let Aaron Brown go through into the race lead. Or the eventual race lead. And Andretti Robinson and Cody Webster still yet to pit. And Cody Rivera's right behind Eric Heater. And Eric Heater's going to have to get those tires up to temperature quickly. However, I will say on Eric Heater's part, we're seeing these drivers really struggle. I think taking tires here, I know we've said all season at these road courses that tires don't matter, but we're seeing guys really struggling with their tires in this race. You see cars sliding around a lot, missing corners and whatnot. Oh, but Eric Heater going to lock up there, as is Aaron Brown. Cody Rivera's going to go by Eric Heater.
And Heater going to try to stay in front of Peters, because Peters, he's right there in the mix as well.
The top four cars that have pitted all under a blanket. Eric Heater trying to get those tires up the temperature, and it is just painful. You just got to be patient until those tires are up to temp. Oh, Heater going to block Peters in the braking zone. Peters going to go through the grass. And I think Peters is not going to be happy about that. That goes against every bit of road racing etiquette there from Eric Heater. You don't change lanes in a braking zone.
An aggressive move there.
Oh, it worked, but you shouldn't change lanes in a braking zone at a road course. That's how accidents happen.
Oh, Aaron Brown is losing it. He saves it, but just reeling in Cody Rivera's.
I think Eric Heater, though, I really do think Eric Heater's going to be in a good position once his tires get up to temperature. I really am seeing cars seeming like they're struggling on the older tires.
So Robinson and Webster still yet to come down pit road. They did pit 13 laps ago, which was under the caution.
Yeah, and I don't know how much fuel you can save a lot of fuel around this track. I don't think they can go 18 laps on a tank of fuel, but we'll see.
Cody Rivera.
I mean, you might as well try it if you're Andretti Robinson and Cody Webster, although I don't think Cody Webster is going to be able to hold off on pace.
Cody Rivera is looking to the inside of Aaron Brown, and he's going to get by, but Brown's going to try crossover.
And that a good move there by Aaron Brown. Let Cody Rivera drive it in deep, and then just got him on the exit. Aaron Brown retains third place. You know, Eric Heater is closing back in on those front two. I think his tires are now up to temp. Cody Rivera still all over Aaron Brown through the carousel as they head towards the kink. Oh, Aaron Brown even looks loose into the kink right now. Like that machine definitely struggling a little bit as they head downhill towards Canada Corner.
And Brown's
Brown
gonna go wide. Oh, Rivera's gonna spin! And right in front of Peter! Oh my goodness!
Luke Peters' day, I think, is done. He will not win. Cody Rivera's might actually, looks like he might be okay. I'm not sure though. Cody Rivera's did not get required repairs. Although he's got pretty heavy damage to that left rear of that car.
Trevor Bird's gonna get a bye.
By the way, meanwhile, and Jody Robinson did come down pit road. That leaves just Cody Webster out on track. Eric Heater has gotten by Aaron Brown for the... Actually, they are side by side down towards turn 5. This is the battle for the race lead. Aaron Brown at the preferred line. Eric Heater just drives into his door. I don't know. I don't think that was the right move from Eric Heater. I think he should probably maybe try to cross him over there instead of trying to just take the apex when Brown was there. But he's still right on him, and Eric Heater definitely faster than that 7.
Can it get better than this? Two drivers that don't like each other, battling for what will be the race lead.
I don't think anybody in this race is happy with Aaron Brown right now.
Oh, Brown!
He
goes
just
wide.
sent him.
Yeah, he got the bumper.
I'm not going to say that Aaron Brown deserved that, but he kind of deserved that. And Josh, now that things have kind of settled down, I don't know if you want to go back and take a look at what happened on that last lap between Aaron Brown and Cody Rivera.
We'll hold off just a moment as Webster goes wide there. And Heater is right here. Webster goes on the grass. Heater's going to take the lead.
He was coming down pit road, so he gets out of the way. Another driver who's really worked out for him, Trevor Burns. He's worked his way up to the 3rd position now, although still under a little bit of pressure. Not really under pressure Cody Rivera's either, as Cody Rivera's lap times have fallen way off after that damage, but Emily, Eric Heater and Aaron Brown were getting together, but Trevor Burns was the fastest of our front 4 on that last lap. Actually, Matthew Miles has now gotten by Cody Rivera for the 4th position.
So let's see if I can go back to the incident. We did see it, of course, but that's a great camera angle. So they're side by side here and contact. Spins Paris around. Actually,
Aaron Brown. I mean, Aaron Brown needed to come back over a little bit to get back on track, but Cody Rivera gave him enough space, and Aaron Brown just drove into him. It's been the same story all season of Aaron Brown. He's fast enough to win these races, but he just drives way too aggressive, and it tends to catch up to him. As we saw there, Eric Heater gave him the bumper, and the way he's raced Eric Heater this year. I mean, people tend to race you how you race, and some people don't understand that on this, and some people are fine. They race you aggressive, you race them aggressive, and everything's fine, but some people just don't quite understand that, and I think Aaron Brown getting a little bit of a lesson here tonight.
Oh, speaking of Aaron Brown. Oh, man. Trevor Burns involved in something there. We'll have to go back and see what happened.
Oh, Aaron Brown again. He spun it at Canada Corner and just rejoined in front of the field. They just pulled up right in front of Trevor Burns. Trevor Burns with nowhere to go. Matthew Miles move up in the second. Trevor Burns now third. Cody Rivera's fourth. Aaron Brown is pulled off track and is actually disconnected from this race. Actually, he spun it in the last corner too, and then he just disconnected. He just control F5, but that'll do it for Aaron Brown. Definitely brought the entertainment here tonight.
I'm sorry, he did what?
He brought the entertainment here tonight. He definitely brought.
You used to control F5?
I meant control F4. You know what I meant.
Alt F4.
See, I don't use it, so I don't know what it is. As you can tell, I am very. As you can tell, I am very good at computers.
As something was happening between these two, the alt spun. Was it Rivera's? Yeah, Rivera's. He got the tire barriers there. So here we go. You're looking at race leader Eric Heater. He's got a 12-second lead over second place Matthew Miles. Then it is Trevor Burns. See the damage on the front of his car. And Cody Rivera's not too far behind. Speaking of Burns, I believe that, yeah, so tomorrow night, Andrew Elias is hosting a race that JCTV is broadcasting. Dawson Allen will be producing that event, and Jared Burns joining Dawson for some commentary. Jared Burns making his JCTV debut.
Yeah, I believe I will be winning that race.
Yeah, we'll see. $100 to the winner. It is going to be the trucks at Talladega. And the race starts at 8:10. Green flag at 8:10 Eastern. And more on that in a moment, as we've got Rivera's dropping a couple of positions to Kingston and Robinson.
Yeah, we got a battle for fourth right now between Patrick Hingston, Andre Johnson, and Cody Rivera's. Rivera's definitely just struggling. That damage on that car. So poor. I also would like to point out to possibly announce something possibly coming up soon on JCTV. Us at SBLD have been putting something together. I believe it'll most likely be at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, involving a couple different cars that should all put on a good show that we might be trying to get with Josh to put on in a couple weeks. So be on the lookout for that.
That's news to me.
Oh, I haven't talked to you about it at all.
Sounds like fun.
It will be. We did some testing with it last week, and that that was really fun. So I think he'll put on a good show.
Couple things coming up actually. So we've got that event tomorrow. I will not be around for it. I'm actually going to encounter. Gonna go see Metallica. So I will not be around for that special event tomorrow. But I'm looking forward to it. I've got nothing going on Saturday. I will be in a hotel in Detroit, trying to avoid Detroit. So probably be able to rewatch the race. As Hingston is going to go wide, this is going to open up the door for Robinson to get by, and it does. Robinson will take over.
Back to the
fourth place.
Back to the fourth position. And I just want to give a shout out here. We just took 2 to go, but Eric Heater. Really just. We've seen him come close a couple times this season. Has had pace multiple times. It seems like the luck had not been there. I thought he was the best car at Indianapolis, and then got wrecked by Aaron Brown. And thought he was one of the best cars at Chicago Street Circuit, but just nobody had anything for Luke Peters that day. And today, we saw him. He barely got in a qualifying time. Didn't really put together a great qualifying lap. Started back kind of mid-pack, but he's just been probably our most consistent driver all day, not making those mistakes, because we've seen a very mistake-filled race for the drivers out there here tonight.
Yeah, Heater started 10th. So he's had to make his way up. Heater's going to come off the last corner and up the hill, and he's going to see the flag man waving the white flag. 1 lap to go for Eric Heater.
Yeah, he's just got to be mistake-free. He can pretty much just take it easy. No pressure out back, although he just ran the fastest lap of any driver all race at 2:11.477 last time by, so he's not exactly taking it easy.
He's done a great race. And yeah, this is what makes me nervous. You know, last lap, you got a huge lead. There's no reason to push it at all. You see the brake rotors blow up, even the front tires there.
I will say, I don't know if he made some brake bias adjustments before this race started or what, but Eric Heater's car has just looked more stable under braking than a lot of people in this race. He doesn't seem like he's having that oversteer, and that car just doesn't seem to want to rotate like we're seeing on a lot of other people here this race. I think that's been one of the big keys for him here tonight.
Well, you could also be making brake bias adjustments as the race progresses too. If he's got a button set to his wheel, or of course, black box will work as well. I've got brake bias adjustments.
And I know that's one of my biggest weaknesses at road courses is that brake bias. But yeah, now as he makes it all the way to Canada Corner, he makes it through this one. That's probably the last real challenging corner on this track. He has 2 more corners left, and he will take it home here at Road America.
Here we go. Through the final corner. Eric Heater. He is swerving, but he knows he can do it. Checkered flags in the air. Eric Heater, your race winner at Road America.
And coming home second now, Matthew Miles. Good run for him. Had that big contact with the wall on, I believe, the restart after the first caution, and just was consistent from then on out. Able to bring it home second. Trevor Burns, despite that heavy contact to the front of his car, able to come home in third. And Andretti Robinson fourth, and Patrick Hingston will round out our top 5.
Cody Rivera is 6th, but here's a battle. Zachary Thornton going to go to the grass. Lorenzo getting off cleanly. Lorenzo will finish 7th.
Zachary Thornton will take it home 8th.
Cody Webster. Saw him pit late. Webster's going to claim 9th. Tarpley and Mahone, as long as they get up this hill, finish 10th and 11th.
And then the guy who is quickly rivaling me for the amount of starts on JCTV, Michael Wall, is going to come home 12th.
Going to go to Brad Sawinski.
And another question right now, will Brandon Fiedler make it to the line? I don't know what happened, but his car is smoking as he comes through the last corner.
He just blew
his
up.
motor just blew. Will he be able to coast to the line?
Oh yeah,
Wes Gallo is still behind him.
He's off the hill.
But he will make it to the line to finish 14th.
And here's Wes Gallo. So that's everybody still running.
You see Eric Heater kind of smoking it. He comes around. He's made it back to the front stretch, and we'll see him come back here to celebrate his win here tonight in the SAAC Coast to Coast Cup Series.
And you know, it dawned on me as we were about halfway through the race, we did not do race picks to win, but it's okay, because I know you would pick Gators.
I mean, I was considering Eric Heater. I'll be honest, I was going to pick Eric Heater.
I had
was going to be my pick.
I had my mind on as long as you were going to pick him.
Yeah, I was debating with Peter, but I was like, Peter, I felt like I was debating Peter's. Peter's almost, I was debating not picking him just because of how obvious it was. But yeah, I probably would have picked him. Still, Eric Heater, only his second top 5 of the year. His other one coming in that second place finish in Chicago, but this time he's one step better, taking home the race victory.
So let's go ahead and look at the unofficial results. Finishing first is Eric Heater. Second, Matthew Niles. Trevor Burns. Third, Andrew Robinson. Fourth, Patrick Kingston. Fifth, Cody Rivera. Sixth, Brian Lorenzo. Seventh, Zachary Thornton. Eighth, Cody Webster. Ninth, Shaki Tarpley. 10th.
Yeah, the rest of the field, Luke Mahone comes home 11th. Michael Walls 12th. Brad Sawinski 13th. Brandon Fiedler limps his car home with a blown motor in 14th. Wes Gallo comes home 15th. Wyatt Roberts got caught up in that early accident, finishes 16th, 3 laps down. Aaron Brown, after leading and being kind of an agent of chaos in this race, comes home 17th, 5 laps down. Luke Peters, another one of our strongest cars here today, he gets involved in that incident with Aaron Brown. He comes home 18th, 1 lap down. Brady Cox, 19th, 14 laps down. Ollie Reeves, 20th, 18 laps off the pace. And Brady Floyd comes home in the 21st position, 22 laps down.
And so that is our unofficial results. And we head to doing post-race interviews. And I just saw his name. Where'd he go?
I moved him to the waiting room.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. And Trevor Burns.
Hello.
Hey, third place finish tonight. It was quite eventful.
That's one way to put it. Glad I finally got that podium. I feel like that's been coming for a minute, especially on the road courses. Got lucky with all the carnage we had tonight, but yeah, ultimately it was crazy race. Yeah, not much to say after that.
So you got some damage there later on in the race. Was the car feeling any different afterwards?
I after that damage, it really no, I didn't feel too much difference. I probably lost a little bit of speed, but yeah, the balance was still good enough to hold on. And at that point, that really wasn't battling anyone. I wasn't able to catch Matthew, so yeah, that was kind of the race over for me after that. Just kind of back her down, get her to the line.
Towards the end, I noticed Andretti Robinson was pretty close. Coming across the start-finish line to end the race. Was there any doubt or worry that Andretti Robinson might get past you for the third position?
I wasn't too worried. I had a little more pace that I could have pulled out if I needed to, but I was just making sure I got it to the line. So yeah, it wasn't too much of a worry.
Gotcha. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you'd like to thank who gets it done behind the 02 machine?
Well, my teammates, as always, Matthew Miles and Wyatt Roberts. We work really well together, especially on the road courses. We love them. And, yeah, also like to shout out Aaron Brown for not being able to hold his brakes after every time he wrecked. So, yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, congrats on the podium, third place finish, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
And that was Trevor Burns, third place finisher tonight, Brett.
Yeah, and I'm now here with Matthew Miles. He's able to bring it home second. Matthew got caught up in an incident there early after that restart, after that caution early that got into that wall out of turn one. How were you able to bounce back today to bring it home in second, to come home with a runner-up finish here today?
I'd have to put that down to luck, to be honest. I had no more incidents after that, in like probably 90% of the field. So I think I lucked into second on this one. Oh, man.
Well, you had pace. Sorry. Okay, all good. Well, you had pace all day long. Definitely were up front early, and it seemed like you kind of had the pace to possibly be in that front pack until that incident. So tell us how it felt trying to work your way through, as this race just very chaotic race, lots of incidents. How were you able to thread through and avoid a lot of that chaos coming through and to eventually get that second place finish?
Well, it made my race more interesting. I would have been competing for the lead the whole time, probably behind the lead, to be honest, but definitely closer at the end if the incident didn't happen. But it was pretty fun trying to make my way through the field, and especially avoiding all the people that spun. There were quite a few people that spun in front of me, but it was fun nonetheless.
And as you come home second, how are you going to be able, opening race of the playoffs and that good finish, how are you going to try to be able to carry it as we move forward in the playoffs, as we next week go to Michigan and going forward, still one more road course in the playoffs at the Indy road course? You're going to be able to carry the momentum from here into that and the rest of the playoffs.
Oh, I hope I can carry the momentum. It's not the best on ovals, but I'll try my best.
And last but not least, anybody you'd like to thank as you bring it home here tonight in P2?
Oh, well, I'd like to thank my team. We got a double podium for the first time, I think. I think it's the first time. Unfortunately, Wyatt didn't make it to the end. That sucks for him, but his internet wasn't too good today.
Well, congrats on the second place finish, Matthew, and hopefully we'll be able to talk to you again in future races.
Thank you.
That was our second place finisher, Matthew Miles. good recovery drive for him to come home second. And Josh, I believe you're down in victory lane with our race winner, Eric Heater.
And I am, Eric. What a fantastic race you put together. Of course, it came at a little bit of interesting. Well, I don't know the words I'm trying to use, but it was quite interesting to get up to the front. But you had a pretty good race nonetheless. So you took tires on that pit stop. I was a little surprised. We talk about tires not really mattering too much on these next gens of the road courses. Was it the plan to take tires? What was the difference between first run without the tire, from those older tires to putting on fresher ones?
I didn't feel too much difference. Obviously, the warm up was not good. It wasn't intentional. I simply forgot to uncheck them, and I thought for a second there that was going to lose me the race, but the tires got up to temperature within a couple laps, and I could see that I was back to my original pace. So I was confident that I was going to be able to get back up there. I just knew I was going to have to go through a couple more cars and maybe worry about Peter's behind. So yeah, for sure it wasn't intentional there. I got the lead there off of a couple of wrecks twice there. So it was definitely interesting. I felt like I had the pace that if that didn't happen, I still could have passed those guys. I started this race and I had a bit of a wheel malfunction before the race when I was trying to practice. So that prevented me from taking any laps in practice. I missed about half qualifying. But I got a backup wheel, luckily, and we started basically with no practice in the middle of the field. And I think there was a bit of luck there, but I was able to figure out the track, and I had good pace, so I'm happy with the win. And yeah, I just got to thank my team for bagging me up there. And yeah, that was a great race.
Set the fastest lap of the race coming to the white flag. Is there any, usually when I'm spotting drivers at road courses and they've got huge leads, we're coming to the end of the race, I always just say, take it easy, back down. You've got plenty of time. Was there anything going on through your head? Like, I cannot make a mistake here, or, was it just comfortable out there?
Yeah, after about the halfway point, I felt really comfortable, and I was kind of driving mad due to a previous incident after that point. So, yeah, I probably would have been smarter to back down, but I really just was all up pushing there.
All right, well, first race of the chase started off with a win. We head to Michigan next week. What kind of momentum is this going to bring for you and the 9019?
Yeah, I think it's big. I do like Michigan if I'm out front. So I just got to make sure I get a good qualifying lap, and hopefully we can put on a good showing there too. I'm really happy to get redemption from Indianapolis.
All right, well, I know you already gave thanks to a couple people, but is there any sponsor shout-outs and more things you'd like to give?
Yeah, of course. Cody for putting on the league, you guys for broadcasting. And once again, all my teammates at Adra Esports. Brady, he didn't finish the race there. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but Zachary had a decent race, I think. So, yeah.
All right. Congrats on the win, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. Thank you.
That was Eric Heater, your race winner tonight here at Road America. So Brett, we already mentioned it. This driver's head to Michigan next week for race number 2 of the chase. I'm pretty excited for that one. I think it's kind of known how
think we
much.
talked about it before. Michigan, I know you're going to be excited for Michigan. I'm sure we'll have a lot of discussion about.
Yeah, I think it's very well known that I love Michigan. Um, the racetrack, not the
And
state so much, but yeah.
yeah, you love the state. Let's
Oh,
be honest here.
nope, nope.
But nah, Michigan's a great track. It's one of my favorite tracks on iRacing as well, and it's just it's a good track.
Yeah, I
It'll be-
love the track so much. It doesn't love me though. I can't figure out how to win there. But you know, someone is gonna figure out how to win there next week, and I'm really looking forward to it.
it's a track that outside of Talladega and Daytona, where I win a lot because I run a lot of races there during weeks where it's there. It's probably the track I have the most wins at in official races. So it's definitely a track that's given me a lot of good results. I probably could have won a league race there by now. I know I had a great chance. I've had great chances the last 2 years in in a ITPN, and then just made mistakes this year on pit strategy. Year before, I just made a little bit of wasn't aggressive enough on the last restart. So not gonna like, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun next week. Also, obviously tomorrow night, Talladega for the money. The Andrew Elias hosting tomorrow night. Always fun when Andrew puts on these races.
Oh yeah, and when I saw that, I was really excited. I'm still excited for it, but I was really excited to be able to call that race, and then I realized what date it was on, and then I was sad. But no, I'm looking forward to seeing Metallica tomorrow. So I wouldn't trade that to call the race. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Dawson, big shout out to him, and Trevor Burns too. For he's joined the JCTV family, but we just haven't been able to find a show to get him on. And so he said he was available for that, and we'll be commentating tomorrow. So it's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how he does. Monday night, also, while we're talking about events, so Monday night we've got the 3-Wide Racing League. It's actually called the 3 Rock Series, I believe, is what they're calling this. It's a lot like iRock used to be, or kind of like the modern day SRX. That's starting Monday night. They are. Is it Auto Club Race 1? I just saw the schedule.
I believe it. I have not
schedule.
looked, but I believe it is Auto Club. Yeah, Auto Club is race 1.
Yeah, Auto Club. Okay, Auto Club, and it's going to be in the GR86, Toyota GR86s. That's
we will actually see 2 tracks making their debut on JCTV in that series. Lernerville, great little dirt track, and Tsukuba, very fun road course out in Japan. Both of those making their JCTV debuts, I believe, as part of the 3-Wide Racing League. So that should be a lot of fun.
I do believe so, yeah. So the official schedule is Auto Club, Lernerville, Tsukuba, Sobo, South Boston, USA, the dirt version, and then Richmond. That is going to be, I think, a pretty cool schedule, pretty cool series, and I'm looking forward to it. So I think it's awesome that we got a deal to work out with 3-Wide guys, and
I look forward to joining you for that maybe later in the season. I know I won't be around for the first couple because I got a league that I race in on Monday nights. But once that league ends and on nights when I don't have a meeting with my fire department, I'm hoping to join you. So should be fun.
yeah, for sure. So that's gonna do it from us here tonight. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Been a lot of overtime this week for me in my day job, and I've got a long day ahead of me tomorrow. So we're gonna end this one here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. All the love and support that we get, every week. And big shout out and thanks to the admins and the drivers as well. And on behalf of the outstanding team at JCTV and Brett Bennett, I'm Joshua Copperl signing off, saying so long, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.